It's long been known to all that our thoughts influence our lives. But how should we think in order that we optimize the events, to cure illnesses, to develop harmoniously, and not to create any problems for our planet and the entire universe? The answer to this question exists. We need to develop and take responsibility for everything that happens. There's no need to be frightened. We have an assistant in our development and in controlling. It is the device PRK-1U, the device of development of concentrations of eternal life. This unique device, without analogs in the entire world, is created by Grigorij Grabovoj, an eminent scientist, academician, doctor of physical and mathematical sciences, a clairvoyant who prevented hundreds of aviation accidents by using only his personal abilities of clairvoyance and controlling. And that's not all. Grigorij Grabovoj has a whole 3-volume work, The Practice of Control, The Way of Salvation, with documented facts about his works, made only on the basis of his personal abilities of clairvoyance and controlling. The device PRK-1U was created in accordance with Grigorij Grabovoj's patents, method for prevention of catastrophes and device for its realization, and information carrying system. High effectiveness of the work of PRK-1U is proved by the scientific technical expertise and in practice by hundreds of protocols of good results from using the device. So what is the PRK-1U device? How does it work? The device of development of concentrations of eternal life, PRK-1U, enhances concentrations of a man's thought, develops his consciousness, and helps in man's development. In order that a man knows how to quickly restore his health and optimize events, he needs to reach a specific level of development. This can be obtained by developing one's consciousness and spirit. And in order to know how to control with one's own thoughts, it is necessary to know how to think properly, in a specific way. But so far, our civilization still isn't at the adequate stage for that stage of development. Therefore, we need an assistant, such as PRK-1U. PRK-1U is our assistant in development and enhancement of our creative thoughts. Yes, you've heard it right. PRK-1U is a specific amplifier of our thoughts. And to emphasize it once again, exactly of the creative thought. How does that occur and how to use the device? There are 3 lenses on the surface of the device. The work with the device occurs when a person focuses his attention, that is, concentrates on the lenses of the device. It's recommended to begin the concentration from the smallest lens and to move further counterclockwise to the bigger lenses. Besides the lenses, there are numbers on which one can concentrate in order to intensify the actions in obtaining goals by using number sequences given by Grigorij Grabovoj. On the TikTok network, in May 2021, there were gathered more than 160 million views of video recordings of the use of number sequences given by Grigorij Grabovoj for the hashtag containing Grabovoj. Millions of people use daily the number sequences created by Grigorij Grabovoj for providing for eternal life for all in all occasions in life. Everyone can use the device PRK-1U for intensifying the working of these sequences. We don't forget the goal of controlling. During the concentration, it is necessary to keep one's goal of controlling all the time. The device PRK-1U is universal, and we can set any positive goal. Try to create and to improve your own life and life of all the society. Control, create. Let your thoughts be positive and beneficial. PRK-1U will help you. It will enhance your abilities to control. You want to find a good job, to pass an exam, or you simply want to develop harmoniously? You can start the controlling right away. Controlling for your personal or global goals. Your goal of controlling can be any creative event. For example, curing an illness, harmonizing any event, harmonizing relationships, rejuvenation of oneself or of someone else. You can develop controlling clairvoyance or controlling forecasting. With the help of PRK-1U, you can heal yourself or help another person. In case of helping another person to recover, in concentrating on PRK-1U, it's necessary to keep the thought of that person's recovery. You can concentrate also without a goal of controlling. In that case, a general harmonizing of your events will be happening and, of course, the development of your consciousness. How is that possible, you will ask? The fact is that Grigorij Grabovoi has created his own unique science based on his vast practice of salvation. In the science of Grigorij Grabovoi on salvation and harmonious development, he gives answers about the arrangement of the world, numerous technologies of development and salvation, not only of a man, but also of all the elements of reality. Because for Grigorij Grabovoi, the main task is eternal life and eternal harmonious development of all elements of reality. Therefore, one must know how to heal oneself, to rejuvenate, to develop one's own consciousness and spirit, and also not only to know how to save oneself in any situation, but to prevent any critical situations either for oneself or for the world. On the basis of these tasks, Grigorij Grabovoi has created the device of development of concentrations of eternal life, PRK-1U, an assistant of man in his development. You've already known what PRK-1U device is and how to use it. And now let's discuss the question that everyone is interested in. For how long and how often to concentrate? Grigorij Grabovoi says there are no restrictions for concentrations on the device. You can work with the device PRK-1U for as long as you want to, and for as long as you think it's necessary to obtain your result. But it is the best to use the device systematically. But keep in mind that the optimal duration of your concentration and frequency of using it, for example, during a day, often depend on your goal, that is, on what you want to achieve. The device can be used by any person, regardless of age. The device PRK-1U is absolutely safe and doesn't emit any harmful radiations, which is confirmed by various tests and certificates on safety of the device for people and environment. How to obtain a PRK-1U device? The PRK-1U device is provided for use with the education program on the teaching of Grigorij Grabovoi on the basis of a sub-license agreement. Do you want to own a PRK-1U device and become an active controller who takes part in the creation of eternal life? It does not matter whether you want to become an owner of a physical PRK-1U device or just of a remote access via the internet to the 3 PRK-1U devices for a period of 4 years. Anyway, you have to sign a sub-license agreement, on the basis of which, except for the PRK-1U device, you will also get access to the library of the Educational Center of Grigorij Grabovoi, a USB flashcard with all the works by Grigorij Grabovoi in different languages, the ones currently available in the Educational Center, as well as around-the-clock remote access to 3 PRK-1U devices for 4 years. All the necessary information on sub-license agreements can be found on the website of the manufacturer of the PRK-1U device, the individual entrepreneur Grigorij Grabovoi, PR Consulting Technologies of Eternal Development, pr.grigorij-grabovoi.world. A few more interesting facts about PRK-1U. Being within a radius of 3 meters from a turned-on physical device has a positive effect on any object within that radius and protects against any negative information, even without concentrations on the lenses. With equal effectiveness, you can concentrate as on the physical device PRK-1U, so also through the remote access to the device by using video broadcasting of the device via webcam. Since it is not necessary for our consciousness to be physically close to the device for the possibility to concentrate on it. Being within a radius of 3 meters from a turned-on PRK-1U device, has a positive effect on memorizing and better understanding works by Grigorij Grabovoj, since the improvement of man's mental activity occurs. Grigorij Grabovoj has also created PRK-1U devices configured to medical profiles, including the devices with the function of rejuvenation and realization of events that provide for eternal life for all. Nowadays, there are 5 such devices for general access through the websites. The development of the devices for all medical profiles, which are contained in the book Restoration of the Human Organism Through Concentration on Numbers, created by Grigorij Grabovoj, continues. On the websites, it is stated that the use of these devices relates to the field of education, self-development, and does not restrict the use of medicine. Each of these devices is already configured on a specific function, and by concentrating, for example, on the device with function of rejuvenation, you don't have to necessarily keep in mind the goal of rejuvenating yourself, but you may simply concentrate on the lenses of the device. We would like to note that there will also be rejuvenation of internal organs. The effectiveness of work of these devices is confirmed by numerous results of their usage, which are posted on the website of the Educational Center. Solving tasks on protection against any diseases, on curing any diseases, on a complete recovery, on rejuvenation, is now the central task in achieving the systematic result, eternal life of all the living. To take control of your own life and to harmoniously, eternally develop, now it is reality. With the activity of Grigorij Grabovoj, with his works, methods, and his PRK-1U devices, we got all the conditions and all the necessary possibilities to develop harmoniously and to very quickly achieve everything that's necessary for solving exactly the tasks of eternal life. At the current stage of development of civilization, this is an essentially important task for the humanity. In the current conditions of life, we should not be lazy, but sometimes it is simply necessary to actively, as much as possible, take conscious part in our own development. We invite everyone to use the device of development of concentrations of eternal life, PRK-1U. It is the unique technical invention with unique possibilities, capable of helping a man in development, in controlling and creating eternal, healthy, harmonious life.